Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. Napoleon Hill. Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. That is a quote from Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich. We're in the middle of what we call the coronavirus crisis, the shutdown of the economy, and people are really, I think we're in week 6 or 7. By the time you hear this, we'll be in week 8. People are getting a little rough around the seams, would you say, with the guns at the capitals, and just really the arguments of when to open, how to open, and all that. And that's all above my pay grade. I have my own opinions, but that's not what this is about. It's about the fact that we have gone through and are going through a crisis. Some are going through it in such horrible and painful fashion that it's breathtaking. Just what people have to go through, and then the resilience, and then also seeing around us the love and the compassion and the pulling together has been absolutely breathtaking to me. But back to what Napoleon Hill was talking about. This is kind of the core of resilience. This is the core of being able to be knocked down 7 times and get up 8 times. This is the core of having an outlook on life that is much more useful than it is detrimental. Martin's, what we call it is post-traumatic stress syndrome. The media loves to play on it. Our society is just kind of geared on our hurts and our misfortunes, and kind of playing the victim in things. Martin Seligman, who wrote a book called Flourish, likes to call looking for the seed of benefit, the seed of good in these tragic things that happen to us, post-traumatic growth. Really good book, Martin Seligman, Flourish. But basically, post-traumatic growth is a way to practice figuring out how to shorten the time of finding the silver lining in the storm. Again, these things are cliches, and I think I'm going to make a whole book on cliches that are true for 100. Cliches and memes that actually change our lives. So if you think about it, if you think about the misfortune and the challenge, and the fact that almost always, in fact, in my life, always, 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 the benefit, the seed of that benefit, the seed of that gold is equivalent or even greater than the misfortune that happened. I've talked about on this podcast before, when I've gotten sick, when I've almost died, when I've lost my money, when I've lost my family, all those things were horrible at the time. But years later, I can look back and see how they were absolute gold, how I'm the person I am now today. I have the relationships I have now today. I have the outlook I have now today. The trick is practice. So the only way to get good at anything, you want to get good at guitar? Practice. Get your calluses on your hands. Practice. Playing guitar is so much more fun than learning the guitar, but you got to practice. Same thing in business. If you want to get better in business, your childhood, what you learn in childhood is definitely not going to help you in your professionalism. These are learned skills, right? So anything that we want to do, me doing my first 100 podcasts, me on the learning curve. So the same thing with finding the gold in tragedy. Now, never, ever, ever would I tell you that something horrible happens. You get into a car accident, somebody dies, you get divorced, to not feel your feelings, to not feel the grief. Grief is so real. Your emotions and your feelings are important. You must feel them. You must let them move through your body. Otherwise, they get stuck in your cells. Otherwise, they get stuck in your body. And then you have to go get healing massages, and you have to go do all kinds of physical work to get them through. So if you can feel your emotions and let them go through, you're all the better. But once you feel your emotions, and even while you're feeling your emotions, you can feel sad, you can feel grief, you can feel mad, you can feel all those things. To start to look for the gold in what happened to you. It's The practice again is not to wait 10 years to go, oh, that thing that happened 10 years ago, yeah, that was the best thing ever happened to me. Oh, if that didn't happen to me, if my credit card wasn't declined at the cash register in front of my wife and my kids, I would have never gotten the gumption to go fix my business and go make money. Like, those things happen, but we always look in hindsight. If we can shorten the curve to get to that seed of benefit earlier, that's the practice that we want. We want to be able to get to go, this is happening. What is the good in it? Where's the opportunity in it? How can I be better? How can things be better because of it? Sean Stevenson, great speaker, motivational guy, died last year. I've talked about him on the show before. A little 3.5 foot young guy who was born with a disease that his bones were brittle and they broke at touch, basically. And he grew up to be a doctor, to get married, and to influence millions of people. Amazing, amazing guy. But he, when he was dying after the car accident last year, he said to his wife, this happened for my good also. So he trained himself to look for and live into the good that was happening in a tragedy real time. So again, the practice is to shorten it, to not look 10 years in the past, 5 years in the past, but how quickly can we get to, okay, this is happening. It's raining out. Why is that good? I had a car accident. What can I get out of it? I can't pay these bills. What is the gold here? What can I learn here? How can I get better? So in this coronavirus time, I may have lost my job. So I may have lost someone that I love, and God, feel the feelings, right? Feel the feelings, get support, talk to your friends, and then get to what's the gold here? What's the gift here? What can I learn? Even losing someone, it can be, for me, uh, breaking my heart open so that when I think of these people, I can feel. I can feel connected. I can feel them. There's always some gold in there if you can allow it. So that's my message for today. Look for post-traumatic growth. All right. If you like the podcast, please, please, please share it. This is part of me getting better at what I do. Again, I'm told by my managers and the people who are helping me grow what I do that I need to ask people to share the podcast if they like it, to like it and leave reviews, to actually put myself out there and make those asks. That's part of growing for me. So getting out of my comfort zone. So that's the practice. So I love you guys. I appreciate you letting me practice on you. I hope this is all helpful for you, and have a great rest of the day. Stay safe and healthy.